Hello. A warm welcome to Conny Decorates today, and of course with heart and with hearts away.
Yes, Hezawinik, the cameraman.
Again and again, exactly. And always with joy. And just like that, we've quickly taken our soup tureen here, which we hadn't used in a while. We've redecorated it again and again, and now we've spruced it up a bit. It also got a new coat of paint and just a few natural elements. But we really like this maritime style, dear friends. But if you want to know how this slightly maritime-inspired soup tureen idea works, stay tuned, because we're going to show you now. And these are the things for our soup tureen. And yes, I just got back from work and we said once again it doesn't look so nice. It's super windy. We're going to do a really quick decoration here on the terrace. And I had this soup tureen, maybe you remember it. It was completely snow white and had a little blue rim up here. And I just sprayed it with this spray, you know it. I used it for the wreath. It's this heather spray, exactly. And it's in the color cream. And I think it looks really beautiful. And as I said, I really like using this color. And it also goes wonderfully with this maritime look. I brought some seashells from Hof Oelkers today. We also have them in the online shop, and they just arrived fresh. The little snail will also be added to the online shop now. We all thought it was so cute, and I also find this little ladle really pretty. Then I have this little bird here, but I think it might end up being a bit too big today. I also have another small container here, kind of like a little basket. And we'll just see how it goes. I have a few succulents that I'd like to include in the decoration today. So I'd say let's just get started. Exactly, spraying it went really quickly. I'd say just 5 minutes, just gave it a good shake, sprayed it, and set it out here in the garden. It's super windy, so it dried really quickly, and it covers really well. It's just fantastic. And now I'm just going to put a bit of soil into my soup bowl here. I don't need any drainage here because I'm putting succulents in, and I only water them very sparingly anyway. That means there won't be any waterlogging. And I'm really going to use this as a filler, as a base. All the way to the top. And now I'll take the succulents I have. I don't have that much space, and I noticed they actually need more height. So I need to add more soil here. But I also have a few succulents here that are a bit bigger. Of course, I need a bit of depth for those. I'll carefully place them in here for now. And today we don't need that many succulents because we really don't have much space. But I also have some shells here, and I think this net was from the Easter eggs. The wooden Easter eggs were in here, and of course we always keep things like that. And I actually find this really, really beautiful as a decorative element all around here as well. Just around the outside of the soup tureen. That means the net can hang over the edge a little on the outside. So that means we don't just have this soup tureen, but now we really have a bit of a maritime look thanks to this net that stands out a little. And that works really well here with this one, of course. I'd like to gently press a net in here on both sides, just pulling it apart a little. You can also go upwards like this. If you have more space, maybe drape it a bit over the plants as well. Just take a look and see how it looks. Now I also have some small pebbles. Of course, these are also for succulents look. There are even some tiny shells in there, shells, snails. I'm just going to fill that in now. I'll place them in all the gaps here as well. Also along the edge here. And I think it looks really nice if we put them along the edge here. Then we have a good, beautiful transition. Here I have some crushed shells. Of course, those are fantastic too, and I'm going to add them in everywhere as well. So a little mix of stones and shells. This is a soup bowl that we're just going to jazz up a little. And what do we have here now? A soup ladle. Of course it fits perfectly. And now I'm going to put a nice dollop, hot, preferably on the bottom of the ladle. You can easily remove it again later. Great to take off again. That's really not an issue. I've got a little wooden stick here. I'm going to place it, or rather show it, down here now. First, attach it. Wait until it dries. That usually goes pretty quickly. Once it's light and dried, you can easily add a bit more on top here to reinforce it a little. When that's dried, you can cut it to length, trim it down. Then you need to insert it in here with a stick. Now I'm going to check carefully. It's still a bit too long, so I need to trim it a little more. That's perfect. Now you have a standing trowel. It can't tip over, it can't fall. You can transport it, and it's super sturdy and really fantastic. Now, for patent harbor, or even for 3, where we like to secure the net a bit, I just stick it in a little so it holds a bit better. And that also looks kind of funny to me now. And I've actually simplified it here again on purpose. To make things just a bit more interesting here, I'll simply take a beautiful Mexican rose plant and gently cover it with the soft green moss, just like this. You can also use very delicate succulents now. I just place it in here like this, and later it will of course go somewhere else where it has more space. I have never completely forgotten this little snail. I just wanted to see where it would fit nicely. Right in the middle, it's really lovely now when it's sitting in there, and now you can really decorate this beautifully again. I think white shells go really nicely with this now. I'll just place them here, simply adding them everywhere. And then I can use the hot glue here wonderfully to stick this onto the net. That means you can go all the way down here. Shells and snails everywhere. Everything you have can be attached here beautifully now. We didn't show that. The succulent that really has to be included, and now I've chosen one here with a little offshoot with a small division, which I think looks much nicer, and I think it also fits better visually, especially with the white and green. I do have this Mexican rose, but it definitely doesn't fit as well here. Yes, sometimes you have an idea, but then things turn out differently than you actually planned. But we'll manage. I'm also sticking with the white shells actually, and won't be adding any other colors here. And yes, I'll stick more with white and green, and also arrange the shells next to each other. Just like in the arrangement, you see that very often as well. And if you happen to have a nice chain with links, you can add that here as well. It looks really beautiful. Or maybe even a lovely white beaded chain. I always find that very pretty too. We'll add the LED to that. I also have a corner wax candle here, which still stands out a bit. A little on top, maybe there will be a small corner candle to go with it. There will also be some little moss balls, small moss balls, and we're done. Okay, so we're feeling really good about this. It also fits perfectly here with us on the terrace, I have to say. Before, we had those seal shade decorations. They looked so nice, especially with the candles. They always turn on and off, but now they are on our windowsill. And this is here now, our new decorative element for this little table. And with the LED candle, you can also turn it on in the evenings, especially on those blue summer nights. And of course, we really hope that we can inspire you with this, and really with just little things like sand and stones. Just take a look at what you have. Go out into nature. And yes, even for a mammoth, there are many beautiful things. So of course, we'd be happy if you give us a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to us if you haven't already. Of course, it's free. And now check out the online shop at Roof Olters. There's still a 20% discount, which is really amazing. When you think about what this nail costs, you have to calculate the group box price, and then it's 2.9 minus 20%. So it's really not much at all. So feel free to check it out and play along. And I'd say we're here for you again. Yours, Tony, and...
Yeah, awesome. You're a cameraman.
Exactly. And I also have good news. Even Laura will be back next time. So see you then. Best regards from her as well, and from the fan club. See you then. Bye.
Bye.
Give you 10 bucks. It was their thing. Fight with the wings. Fight till the morning.